mom, dad, wife, husband, kids, okay? Maybe your boss at work, okay? Maybe one really close neighbor or friend or someone, but it's not going to be more than like maybe 10 people. And you tell them, look, I'm going to give you a number that you never give to anybody else. And you save it in your phone, you know where it says mobile, home, you put over there, emergency. And you save this number there. And you don't even need to get a landline. You can get something called like a magic jack, which is a little thing which takes phone service from your internet, and you plug in a regular phone like this with a phone wire, and you will now have basically, I think it's like $40 for the whole year. Unlimited local calling. So if you put a home phone in your house where people who will need to reach you in a real case of emergency, then you can then ignore your phone most of the time, your cell phone. You can just leave it in the living room. When you walk in the house, just put it somewhere, and you don't have to worry about it. When you go outside, when you're going to work, when you actually intentionally need to pick up your smartphone to do something, then you pick it up. Otherwise, you don't have to. Because otherwise, most of us, we are just afraid that I'm going to miss an emergency phone call. Now, one more tool that's built into your phones, give me a second, is one of them is called Do Not Disturb, and another one is called Bedtime Mode. Okay, now my phone is set to go into bedtime mode at 11 p.m. That's the time that I usually get home. So at 11 p.m., my phone loses all color. Everything is black and white. Secondly, it also goes into Do Not Disturb, so no messages come to me after 11 p.m. until 5 a.m. in the morning. Okay? Now, if I wanted to be a bit more aggressive, I could also set that to be from sunset to sunrise. No calls, no messages, no alerts, nothing will come. However, in case of an emergency, my wife is an exception on Do Not Disturb. Okay? My brother, my sister, my dad, they are exceptions that if they were to call, they would be able to get through. Also, another rule is, if anybody calls twice in a row within 5 minutes, they will be able to get through as well. But I'm telling you, if you abuse this, you're going to hear it from me. Because when people call me in the middle of the night, I tell them, this better be an emergency. Okay? If it's not, then I'm going to block you from here on, because you just abused. Because for someone to call you is like someone coming to your house, someone coming into your bedroom. Okay? So for them to come at an inappropriate time for an unimportant matter, they are abusing your boundaries. And you should not allow that to happen. So if somebody does it once, somebody does it twice, you tell them, okay, brother, that's it. You don't understand boundaries. I'm going to block you from here on. If you need to see me, I'll come to the masjid, see me over there, and talk to me over there. That's it. So these are, inshallah, some of the beginning tools that you can implement, right? So what did we talk about? We talked about possibly a home phone line for emergencies, a rubber band to make you realize, hey, what am I picking up the phone for? Assalamu alaikum upstairs. If we have any little kids, please go in. The parents need to take them into the kids' room on the side. They should not be in the main prayer hall. Then have an alarm clock. You know what? If you go to like these Goodwill stores, Goodwill, Salvation Army, they sell real cheap nighttime alarm clocks, which they have like black and red color on it. So you can actually see the time all night. If you ever wake up in the middle of the night and you need to know, do you need a rubber band? Is it not live streaming? Okay, where is our producer? Brother Jokok. No, it's not. It is meant to be live streamed so the message could reach far and wide. Great, I have to get on my phone now. So this phone actually does not argue that you should give up your phone. This phone argues that you should not use your phone for something that is not necessary for you to be on. Okay, our live stream is working, yes. All right, so now, okay, where were we? This is your beginning steps if you want to have a better relationship with your phone. The second thing if you get rid of social media apps on your phone, you will take care of 70% of your problem. Social media apps means TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, maybe even YouTube if that's a problem for you. Okay? Now again, our phones are very useful. Maps, amazing. When I'm driving, I don't like to waste the time that I'm driving. So I'm always listening to book summaries, I'm listening to audiobooks, I'm listening to, sometimes I have a paper to read. I have an app where I just copy and paste and it reads the whole paper to me while I'm driving. All of that is useful. So this does not argue that get rid of your phone, but it's saying the mindless scrolling that's happening, that many of us are doing, they say that the author says that an average person is spending about 4 hours a day on their phone. 4 hours a day on their phone, it amounts to about 60 full days in a year. 60 full days in a year. Imagine 2 months every year that are just being wasted in mindless scrolling. Stuff that we are doing, which is not really bringing us any benefit. So we really, really need to take a look at our relationship with our phone. Can we please close that door? Who are the parents of these kids? If we can please have them sit next to you. So then, the author talks about this phone. You know, when you are picking it up and you're scrolling, it's actually designed to give you a dopamine hit. That dopamine hit is something that is so powerful that we keep going for it again and again. They actually did an experiment where they had a mouse in a cage, and they had a little wire or something that gave the mouse a shock. But each time the mouse got a shock, it also got a dopamine hit. So it would go, it would touch, and it would start shaking from the shock, but also gets a dopamine hit. So you know what the mouse started doing? Even though it was painful, it kept going and touching that wire to get that dopamine hit. This is how addictive this technology is that they are using. Now, every app that you have on your phone that you haven't paid for, who is the customer of that app? Who's the customer? No, you're not the customer. You are the product. You are the product. The customer are the ad companies that are putting ads. So every app that is free, either it's showing you ads, and also they're collecting so much data on you so that the ads are more and more targeted towards you. So they are actually making more and more money from the ad makers. So every single app that does not have ads on it, you usually have to pay for it, right? In that case, you are the customer, you paid them the money, and now they say, okay, take the app and use it, we got our money. But the apps that are free, they're collecting data, so they're either selling data or they're actually selling even your attention to the advertisers. So the dopamine, then another problem that we have is that what's called the anticipation of a reward, okay? Now, you know the people who are sitting and doing the slot machine action? Do they win on every time they pull the trigger? They do not, right? But why do they keep doing it? Because the anticipation that maybe the next one will be a winner is so interesting that they keep doing it and they can't walk away. I don't know if you've ever seen, alhamdulillah, I've never really touched a slot machine, but what I've seen is that some of the airports, they have slot machines. And I used to live in Atlantic City where they used to have slot machines. And some people, they will sit on a slot machine for 8 hours. They will get up because they really, really badly have to go to the bathroom. Otherwise, they will not get up from there because the anticipation that the next one might be a big hit. So when you're scrolling on your feed, you're not actually getting a lot of good stuff, but you're thinking maybe the next one is going to be a really nice one. So they're using the same technology and the same psychology of a slot machine on you. So the addiction is by design. And also what happens is the more we are using it, our stress and anxiety are going up because your phone is anticipating something and it's not getting it, right? So you're kind of alert. Now, another problem is notifications. Notifications, most of the notifications are useless notifications. But there is a purpose as to why they give you that useless notification. They want you to pick up your phone. You feel a little, even if your phone is on vibrate, you feel a little vibration. What do? Pull it out and look. What's there? Nothing is there. Okay? But it is actually designed to make you open. So if you just go on your phone and you check how many times you have opened your phone, and you will be surprised. You will like, I didn't think I do it that much. So this book, written by Catherine Price, she's a science journalist, and she wrote this book, and basically the first half of the book, she talks about all the different harms associated with so much usage, out of control usage. The second part is actually a 30 days plan for you to get control and get a handle on your relationship with your phone, that you're actually using it as opposed to the phone using you. Now, the first thing in the first week, let me see where we have it. So the first week, she says, the first week you don't have to do much. You just need to track your usage. That there are some apps, and also a lot of the newer phones, they have a screen time feature built in that tells you how much you're using and what you're using. Reflect, just look at it and reflect how you feel about it, and how do you feel during usage? How do you feel after? You know, one of the things that actually happened to me in a few months ago is that I was playing cricket with my son, and he gave me a short ball. You know what a short ball is? So the ball comes a little bit high. So I jumped to try to play that, and of course all of this is happening in our living room, and my phone fell out of my pocket. And my phone got damaged. This actually put me on track to actually experience some freedom, because my phone sometimes for days, sometimes for weeks didn't work. And I started experiencing like, wow, I have some of my time back. And imagine how much time we are losing by constantly using it. So the first week, she says, just track. She says there's something really bad that's about to happen to you. It's going to be really dangerous, really painful. All of a sudden, by next week, you're going to have extra time in your day that you don't know what to do with. If you actually control this, you will have extra time. So she says in the first week, while you're watching your usage, make a list of what are things that you actually want to do but you never have time to do. Going out in nature. You know, subhanAllah, right now we have had a lot of rain in the area. Some areas have had some serious flooding. But inshallah, our area does not have any serious flooding. But all of the streams right now are going to be flowing really powerful. And the waterfall right here by Brushy Creek Regional Trailhead by YMCA, if you go there tomorrow, that thing is going to be like Niagara Falls, like a small one. Okay, so it's going to be flowing with full power. Go and enjoy. We never do these things. What did we do? What are we not able to do? A lot of times, not able to have time to sit down with our kids, maybe play a board game. So she says that you're going to have a problem. That if you don't know what to do, you have free time, what are you going to do? Pick up your phone. So she says, before we get to that point, make a list of things that you want to do in order to, if you had that extra time, what would you do? So subhanAllah, in my nightstand table, I have maybe about 25 books that I've read portions of, but I have not been able to finish them. If I could have an extra 2-3 hours a day, I would love to just relax and just get those books. But of course, when I get in my bed with the intention that I'm going to read a book, I get a little alert. My phone vibrates. I'm like, okay, maybe somebody sent me an urgent text message. Maybe somebody is getting a divorce right now at 11 p.m. and they need the imam or something, which I really don't look forward to those type of messages. And it's just, I open it, and that's it. An hour gone. Okay? So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. Number two, week number 2, she says, turn off all non-essential notifications. Everything, every app that's giving you notification that's saying, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me. Turn them off from all apps except the apps that you really need to. I'm actually personally considering two things which are very drastic for most people. I'm actually thinking of and thinking how I could do it, completely getting rid of social media and completely getting rid of WhatsApp. These are the two biggest drainers of time for me. That, if somebody really needs to call me, they can just call me on my number and we can talk, or they can meet me at the masjid and we can talk. But some of these things, they're really designed, and of course, our people who are not our friends are really misusing them. Our data is being misused as well. So she says, turn off non-essential notifications, remove social media apps from your phone. If you want to keep social media, because there's a lot of good in it, I use it for some good stuff as well. She says, don't leave it on your phone. Delete it from your phone. When you need to use it, go on your computer, sit on your desk, because it's not so comfortable to sit there for too long. So sit on there, do what you need to do, and then get away so that you're not constantly going back on your phone for doing this. And number 3, she says, create a charging station outside your bedroom. Okay, don't take your phone in your bedroom. Don't use it as an alarm clock. Don't use it as an emergency phone, but rather have an alternative method for that. That way you can leave your phone out and you can have your freedom back. In week 3, she says, establish phone-free zones in your life. So for example, maybe you could say that when we are in the house, in the living room, for example, no phones. Where could you put your phone? Maybe you could put it in the coat area where you walk in, you hang your keys. You could leave your phone there, and when you're leaving, you can pick it up, because most of the times, the most important thing that we feel afraid of is that what if, God forbid, I get in a car accident and I don't have my phone to call anybody, right? So perhaps that's the best usage of a cell phone and not much else, okay? So you could do that. And also, what I do is that I make my calls in the car. So my car time is whoever has called me, I have missed calls, I call them back during that time. Because at home, if I'm doing anything on my phone, even if it's essential work, my kids think that I'm playing a game. They can't tell the difference. So they say, if you are using it, why can't I use it too? And it's really hard to answer that question. Week number 4, she says, replace phone with life-giving activities. The time that you were wasting, now that you have realized that I'm wasting this much time, now you stop doing all of that stuff, you really need to replace it with something that gives you true happiness. Because if you don't do that, if you don't fill up that time with something beneficial, what are you going to do? Pick up your phone. Reinstall those apps, and you're going to start using them again. So she actually has you in the first week make a list of things that you want to do if you had more time. And then in the week 4, when you're starting to get that time back, you actually start to then do those. So she says walking, cooking, reading, solving an actual puzzle. Like not a puzzle on your phone, but one of those puzzles that have like 5,000 pieces. It's actually really, really healthy for your mind to work on it for days and weeks with your family to build that puzzle. And then once you're done, then you mess it up again and you start all over again. It's really healthy for you. And also, she says, most important thing that we are missing out on is face-to-face connection. Talking to people in real life. She says, we have phones, we have connectivity, but we're not really talking to anybody. Think about that, hey, maybe I have free time, my neighbor is outside, maybe I could go and actually strike up a real conversation, face-to-face with my neighbor. That could really change so many things. Then there's another book that is a similar book, which is called Digital Minimalism, written by Cal Newport. And Cal Newport is a professor at, I think, Stanford or California Institute of Technology. And he says that, look, every app that's on your phone, it should coincide and match a value that you have. Okay? So for example, you have a Quran app on your phone. What value do you have that matches it? I love to read Quran, right? So is there a good reason for you to have the Quran app? Yes, okay? Now let me look at some of the other apps, all right? I have on my phone, I have an app called Bubble Shooter. Okay? I didn't download it, it's probably my kids. Do I really need Bubble Shooter app on my phone? Is there anything that I really care about as a principle in my life that Bubble Shooter fulfills? It does not, right? So I need to get rid of this app. Let's do it right now. So instead of giving me the option to uninstall, it says install in a secure folder. Okay? It doesn't want me to get rid of it. So every one of us, we have so many apps on our phone that really are not fulfilling any good purpose in our life. So let me see if I can find anything else. I have an app here called Detox. Okay? Detox is an app where you can lock your phone completely for a certain amount of time. You select the time. So let's say you have a project that you're doing and you keep getting distracted. So in Detox, you go and you select a 1-hour timer, and it will lock your phone. It is just worth as a paperweight. It cannot do anything else except one thing. If someone calls you, you can receive that call, and you can make one call for that hour. So if there's a real emergency, you can make that one call. Other than that, your phone is like a brick. Okay? Now, is that something that serves a good purpose for me? Yes, it does. So that's a good reason for me to keep that app. Okay? But ideally, you don't even need that app if you have better control over yourself. So he says that look at every app in your life, in your phone, and see, do I really need to have that app on my phone? So the author, Catherine Price, she says, games and other apps which are useful sometimes, what you can do is that you can delete them when you need to use them for some reason, download it, use it, then delete it again. Next time you need to use it, download it, use it, delete it again. Don't keep them on your phone, because if you keep them, they will keep sucking time out. So inshallah, I think that's enough, and I think we got the point across. I would encourage you that if you want freedom from your phone, you could either get this book online, or you could get it in store. I actually got it from a local store called halfpricebooks.com. And you know how much it was? It was $6.48. Okay, a used book. And it's a really good book, and I would really recommend it. And spending that $6 or $7 could save you 60 full days in a year if you were to control the unnecessary usage on your phone. So I have these rubber bands here. If any sisters would like to come and get them, I'm sure you have rubber bands at home. They're not any special rubber bands. But basically the idea is put a rubber band on your phone, so every time you think about unlocking it, this rubber band will remind you, like, hey, what is this rubber band doing here? Like, oh, I put it there to remind me, am I using it for a good reason, or am I just unintentionally, habitually picking it up? A lot of the times, the last thing people are doing before they start their salah is they're on their phone. A few are reading Quran, the rest are not. And as soon as we finish our salah and we're sitting around, our hand goes there and we pick it up. And if you were here from the time that we started until now and you did not touch your phone, you deserve a reward. A rubber band. MashaAllah. Yes. I mean, I wish I had like a samosa or something for you, but I don't. So, but the fact that you were able to do it for this time is itself a great achievement, because a lot of the times it's just really hard. Most of the people, when you go anywhere, everybody's on their phone. And it's as if that nothing around them matters anymore. And it's such a sad state of reality. I remember back in the days, some of you I'm sure remember who are old enough, that pre-Google Maps days, pre-smartphone days, when you had to sometimes have a paper map, you had to call an uncle and he would tell you, turn left on exit 61, drive for 10 miles. So when you get off the exit, you reset your trip on your car, trip button, right? So then you're watching for 10 miles and you're looking for a turn. You know what? That trip was actually more enjoyable than the trips today. These days, people are going to work, going somewhere every day, regularly. They don't know the way. because they're always using maps, right? So we're really becoming disengaged from the reality around us. And like we said, that it was meant to be a tool for you, but it has made us a tool for it and put chains around us. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us, give us our time back. Time is a commodity that is always going away and it's never coming back. So all of that time that we have already wasted, may Allah forgive us. But the time that we could possibly save in the future, that could be a life changer for so many of us. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us the tawfiq to do so. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant. Nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Look into alarm clock and possibly maybe a home phone or something, inshallah, that will benefit. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, you can. Actually, can you take a few of them? Sisters, can I send some rubber bands up? Yes? Or you can send some nice ones down? Okay, please take a few rubber bands up and see if anybody needs them. These are my daughter's hair rubber bands. Here's the book. You can take a picture, inshallah. Take a picture on your phone.